Hey guys, Matt Gunn here for FlyingGiants.com and RCGroups.com, and in this video tutorial we're going to take a look at a brand new product from Tactic. This is the TTX850 8-channel computer radio. A couple of features about the 850 that sets it apart from the others in the Tactic lineup is that it has a backlit display. It has presets for multi-rotor, presets for fixed wing and helicopter as well. These are great entry-level radios. I think the price on it's about $180 street price. And for the money you get a whole lot of radio. So what we're going to do in this review is basically show you a little bit about it and then go over a few of the programming features that it has. So I've already taken it out of the box and done the written review, so we'll just show you everything that comes in the box. You got your manual, very easy to read. I know there's a lot of manuals out there that skip around a lot, but this manual follows the linear progression of the menus, so you can thumb through it pretty quickly. So here we are. You get the TTX850. It's got a 4.8 volt NIMH in it, 1000 milliamps. You get a wall charger with European plugs as well, and you get this lanyard. And I will say that this neck strap is surprisingly softer than any other one I've had, so that's a plus. So we'll go ahead and take it out of the box here. Move this over to the side. All right, so the first thing you'll notice about it is, it's got 10 switches total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one slider 9, and another slider 10. This is pretty standard for most transmitters nowadays. However, some of the higher end ones have your variable knobs on it. This has no knobs across the front. Maybe we'll see that in a future iteration. So to turn it on, standard procedure, you just turn it on like so. You have a backlit display, and the first thing that it let me know, which I do enjoy, is that it has a throttle warning if it's not set to 0, and you can change that throttle warning in the system setup. But it feels good in your hands. It's got these knurled sort of grips on the side here that are molded into the plastic case. The gimbals have good feedback. You can adjust the spring of the gimbal if you open it up inside. Trims are digital, as you see, and the gimbal height is also adjustable here. So it feels good, solid transmitter, a little bit lighter than my Futaba 10 CAP, but that transmitter has a couple more functions and knobs. And one thing I think that makes this transmitter a little bit lighter feeling is that, as I said before, the battery is only a 1000, whereas my battery on my Futaba was a 1900. This thing is a smaller battery. It really doesn't hurt the battery life too much. I've yet to charge it throughout this entire review, and I'm only down to 5 volts. So the button layout is very clean. You have 3 on the right side and 3 on the left side. They're easily accessible with your thumbs while flying. The first one is a servo status screen, and that's going to show you the position of each servo on that's being used, as well as switches and such. The second button is a clear button, which will go back, or in this case it's not going to do anything because you can't go any further back. So the next one below that is your ESC, and that's going to take you back menu item. This clear button actually will reset a value that you've set back to default. So we'll hit ESC to get back to the main screen. You have your plus and minus, up and down buttons over here for changing values. Your last button down here on the bottom right is your enter button, and this gets you into all 3 menus, but requires different sorts of pushes to get into it. So if you push the enter button once and let go, that takes you into your settings menu. This is for setting all the flight parameters of your aircraft. Anything that controls the airplane, any mixes, throttle cut, programming, anything like that, exponential dual rate, servo reversing is going to be done by hitting enter once. And then we'll go back to the main menu, and pressing enter and hold gets you into your model setup. Now this is how you're going to change models. This is how you're going to set up models initially when you get a new airplane. You have 30 presets that you can use. You can set up your warnings, you can set up your trainer, your trim step settings, anything like that that it doesn't relate straight to the flight of the aircraft is done in the model setup. And then your final menu is accessed when the transmitter is off by holding enter and turning it on. And that's your system setup. And this is where you're going to put your username, what stick mode you're using. It defaults to mode 2. The contrast, speaker volume, battery alarm warning, vibration on or off, and the screen backlit. So anything related to the operation of the transmitter itself is accessed in that way. So what we'll do is set up a few simple things, a mix, and we'll assign some switches here, and I'll show you how intuitive this menu is. So we'll go ahead and get started on that now. Alright, so one of the first things we're going to do is show you how we can go in and reverse a servo and change the servo travel and expo and stuff like that. So what we have is a pair of Futaba S9650 aileron servos here, and they're hooked to a Tactic TR625 receiver, and then we've got it powered off a separate battery. So right now, as you can see, they're hooked up, everything's bound up, no problems there. But what we want to do is, let's say we want to change the direction of the aileron servo, channel 1 here. So what we'll do is we'll just press enter once and let go, and that goes into our settings, and this controls everything related to the flight of the aircraft. So next we'll just hit enter for servo set. You can scroll up and down like so to go through. First one is servo set, and that's going to be where we're going to change the direction of our aileron servo. So we'll hit enter, and you can either change the reverse, you can change the travel, and which is your endpoint adjustment, and you have some sub trim in here. So we're just going to reverse it. So we'll hit enter, and channel 1 is normal. We'll hit enter and hit the down arrow for reverse and hit enter, and then back it out, just hit ESC. So now that servo is reversed, as you can see, it's spinning the opposite direction. Let's go back and make it spin counterclockwise when I do right. So we'll go back into enter and servo set, reverse, enter, and back up. Done, escape, and now it's spinning counterclockwise when I turn right. So that's an easy, very simple way to change the servo direction. Let's go in and change the endpoint. So we'll hit it once, and again hit enter. We'll go over to travel and hit enter, and number 1, let's just say we'll change it to, as you can see, it's changing. There we go. Only 24% to the right, 100% to the left there. Easy to do. If you hit clear, it's going to take it back to 100%. As I stated earlier, clear defaults. So we can hit escape, head back out, and then now let's do the exponential on the elevator servo here. So we'll go down to dual rate expo, and we'll change the aileron servo by hitting enter and changing that to elevator, hitting enter again to go back, and down to the expo, select it by hitting enter. As you see, if you go up and down, it changes it from the up and down expo. So we'll go ahead and hold it down. That does both of them. Oh, good. So it does both of them equally if you press it like that. There we are. Do it to 50%. As you see, it's a nice curve there. All right, that works. And if you want to change it back, hit clear, and it goes back to 0. Let's change from a quad to an airplane. So this one will hold until it changes. It only takes about a second or two. There we are. We're now in model setup, and we'll go down to, well, we can do this either two ways. If you want to change the current model from the quad to an airplane, we can go to model management. We'll try that first. And we will go down to model type, hit enter, and just change it to airplane. Enter. Done. Now, if you want to change to a different model, we'll press enter at model select, and then you have 30 to scroll through. There we go. All right, so we'll just hit 0 here. Are you sure? Yes. There we are. We've now changed our model from model select, and then we've also changed the type in model management. Now you can also change your wing type for different configurations of aileron and flap servo. You can do channel assignments, which is for more complex airplanes that this does not need. And then you have your warnings that you can set, such as your throttle hold position, throttle cut, throttle hold, yeah. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and assign, all right, from here, let's go ahead and assign a switch to a channel. So what we'll do is hit enter once, and then we'll do channel 5 through 8 set. So channel 1 through 4, obviously, your flight controls and your throttle, and then 5 through 8 can have anything set. All right, input name, we'll just leave it channel 5. We'll input channel 5, and then the name, we'll leave it as aux1. And then the control, choose the control switch. Now, you don't have to scroll through anything. You can just flip the switch right here. And it says, okay, there we go, we're done. And then we'll go down and offset nothing, speed 100%. All right, so let's see. We'll plug this into channel 5 here. Like so. All right, we're now plugged into channel 5. And there you go. It's working. All right, for our next example, we're going to mix in a little rudder to the aileron. So when we apply left and right aileron, we'll get a little bit of rudder out of the rudder servo as well. Now the 850 does have a preset for the rudder mix, so you don't have to go in and program it. It's actually done for you. You just need to set the values. So we'll hit enter once to get into the settings menu. Then we'll scroll down to aileron mixer, hit enter, and choose the direction that we want to mix first. So we'll just go ahead and do the right here, hit enter to select the value, and then give it about 50%, 40%. We'll do 50%. So now, when you give it aileron to the right, you get right rudder as well at about 50% rate. You can also set this up on a switch here. If you want, you would just hit enter to get out of the value section, scroll down to control, hit enter, and then it says choose a switch. And again, we'll choose this C switch here. And that's it. Hit escape. All right, so it's not working now, and now it is. For our last interface example, we're going to mix channel 5 into channel 1 aileron. using the programmable mixer section. So what we'll do is we'll press enter and down to programmable mixer. And you have 6 to choose from. We'll just start with the top one, mix 1. So the first mix value right here is your input servo, and your second is your output servo. So what we're going to do is change this value to channel 1 and the next value to channel 5, and the rates to 100%, or any percentage that you want, but in this case we'll do, let's just do 50%. There we go. Down again. All right, so if we back it up, we can see that the mix is set. Channel 1 goes to channel 5, and we've set it to normal, which means it's not on a switch, it's always going to happen. So there we are. 50% of whatever channel 1 does, channel 5 does. So that's the programmable mixer. You can have up to 6 of these going. So there you have a look at the menu structure of the TTX850 from Tactic. Again, this is a great entry-level transmitter, but it's not necessarily reserved only for, you know, the newcomer to the hobby. Anybody that needs a good quality computer transmitter can benefit from the 850. I know that I'll be using it. I have so many aircraft that I can definitely take advantage of these affordable Tactic receivers. You get 2 of them here for about $30, and this is the 6-channel. You also have the 8-channel, which I think is closer to $40 for one. But these are great for giant scale, for park flyers, for helicopters, multi-rotors, anything that you can think of, this transmitter can power it. And it does it well too. It's got a very strong link, no issues at all with losing signal. It's just a great transmitter at an even better price. So thanks for watching my review, and I hope we'll see you in the next one.